You've probably walked into a cruise ship casino before. Bright lights, the clinking of slot machines, the hum of excited voices. It feels like a mini Las Vegas right in the middle of the ocean. For most passengers, it's just another piece of vacation fun. But here's the truth. That casino isn't just there for entertainment. It's one of the cruise line's biggest moneymakers. Everything inside, the way the machines are programmed, the timing of the promotions, even the free drinks, has been designed with precision to make sure the odds tilt in the house's favor. The good news? Once you understand how the system works, you can spot the traps, take advantage of hidden perks, and maybe even use the casino to pay for your next cruise. Secret 1. Slots at sea aren't the same as slots on land. The slot machine floor is the first thing that grabs your attention. Rows and rows of blinking screens, each one promising jackpots and bonuses. But what most passengers don't realize is that cruise ship slots are not like the ones in Las Vegas. On land, casinos are bound by strict gaming regulations. In Nevada, for instance, slots must return at least 75% of wagers to players, and most casinos keep it much higher, often 90 to 95%. That means over time, the casino makes money, but players still get enough wins to stay engaged. At sea, it's a different story. Once a ship is in international waters, it's outside the reach of most land-based gambling commissions. That gives cruise lines more freedom to set their machines however they like, and many tighten the odds dramatically, sometimes down into the mid-80s for payout percentage. Now, what does that mean in practice? Imagine two passengers. One plays a Vegas machine set at 94% payout. The other plays a shipboard machine set at 85%. If both wager $1,000 over the course of a cruise, the Vegas player might expect to lose about $60. The cruise player, around $150. Same play, same money, different results. There's also a psychological trick at play. Many passengers report that machines feel looser earlier in the cruise. They hit a win on the first or second night and it convinces them that the casino is hot. But that's variance. The casinos know that early excitement keeps players coming back. Secret 2. Complimentary drinks are never free. One of the biggest draws of cruise casinos is the free drinks. Sit down, place a few bets, and before long, a smiling server drops a cocktail at your table. It feels like generosity. But free drinks are a calculated strategy. Alcohol lowers your inhibitions and encourages riskier behavior. That glass of wine or rum punch costs the casino pennies, but if it keeps you at the machine or the table an extra hour, they'll earn it back many times over. And notice where the servers hover. The fastest drink service usually happens around the slots, because those machines rake in money at the highest margins. It's no accident that passengers get buzzed quickest while playing the worst odds games in the casino. If you're already planning to play for an hour, taking the drink makes sense. But the trap is staying longer than you intended. More often than not, that free cocktail ends up being one of the most expensive drinks of the entire cruise. Secret 3. The real purpose of the player's card. Most cruise casinos offer a loyalty card. Swipe in, earn points, and maybe get rewards. But behind the curtain, the card is less about rewarding you and more about tracking you. Every spin, every hand, every bet you place is recorded. The casino knows how long you play, how much you wager, and how consistent you are. They're building a profile of you, not just for this cruise, but for every future sailing you might take. And it's not your wins or losses that matter most. It's your THEO, short for theoretical loss. Let's say you're betting $5 per hand at blackjack for 2 hours. That's $600 in total wagers. Blackjack has about a 1% house edge. So your expected loss, the casino's THEO, is $6. Whether you walked away $100 richer or $200 poorer, your value to the casino is calculated on that $6. And this is what determines your comps. That free dinner, that discounted cruise offer you might see in your inbox months later, it's all based on THEO, not your actual outcome. Savvy players know how to work this. If you play consistently with smaller bets, you appear valuable even if you're breaking even or winning. Meanwhile, the unlucky passenger who dumps $500 into slots in 20 minutes barely registers on the system. Secret 4. Free cruises with a catch. One of the most exciting perks a casino can dangle is a free cruise. And yes, it's real. Plenty of passengers receive offers for comped cabins, sometimes even suites, just for steady play. But there's always a catch. These cruises aren't truly free. You'll still pay port fees, taxes, and gratuities. And more importantly, the cruise line is counting on one thing, that once you're back on board, you'll return to the casino floor. It's a cycle. You play, they reward you, you come back, and you play again. For the casino, it's a long-term investment. For passengers who understand the system, though, it can turn a couple of nights of play into an entirely new vacation. There are passengers who've mastered this game, treating the casino not as a place to win jackpots, but as a way to earn future travel. Play smart, keep your sessions consistent, and sometimes the cruise line will send you right back to sea. Secret 5. Table games are where the smart money goes. If you're determined to gamble, the smartest choice is usually at the tables, not the machines. Blackjack, when played with basic strategy, has a house edge under 1%. Craps and poker can also offer slim advantages for players who know what they're doing. Compare that to the 10 to 15% edge built into most cruise ship slots, and the difference is staggering. Table games also move slower. That means your bankroll stretches further, giving you more time at the table, more entertainment value, and more comp earning potential without bleeding money at the same rate as the slots. It's no coincidence that casinos dedicate the majority of their floor space to machines. They're the most profitable. But the players who sit at the tables usually walk away with a better balance of fun, value, and sometimes even wins. Secret 6. Why timing matters more than you think. Cruise casinos only open once the ship is in international waters. That's the obvious rule. But what most passengers don't realize is that when you play inside those hours can change your entire experience. The busiest times are easy to spot. Right after the evening theater show lets out, on sea days when there's no port to distract passengers, and on formal nights when people are already dressed up and looking for evening entertainment. During these times, the casino is buzzing. The energy is high, the music's louder, and it feels like the place to be. But that environment is also when the casino is making the most money. Machines are full, tables are packed, and staff are focused on volume. If you're hoping to stretch your bankroll, these peak hours are the most dangerous because excitement is contagious. You'll see other people hitting wins, hear the noise of slot machines chiming, and before you know it, you're feeding the machine longer than you planned. Now here's the insider angle. The quiet times are where things get interesting. Mid-afternoon on a sea day or late at night after midnight, the crowds thin out dramatically. With fewer players around, the staff pays closer attention to the ones still sitting at tables or machines. I've seen hosts bring small comps, like a free drink, a play voucher, or even a little onboard credit, just to encourage people to keep playing when the room is slow. There's also the mental edge. A quieter casino means fewer distractions. You're not being swept up in the noise or the crowd, and that makes it easier to make clear-headed decisions. It's easy to underestimate how much the atmosphere of a casino affects your judgment. The quieter hours give you more control. And then there's the subtle tracking factor. Casinos notice consistency. If you show up around the same time each day and play for a while, you stand out more than the random big spender who drops a pile of cash once and disappears. Consistent presence often leads to more generous treatment when the hosts review who deserves perks. Secret 7. The role of the casino host. Tucked behind the scenes of every cruise ship casino is a figure most passengers don't even know exists: the casino host. Their job is simple: build relationships with players and keep them coming back. Hosts have more influence than most people imagine. They can comp drinks and meals. They can unlock specialty dining experiences or spa treatments. They can even pull strings to get you invited into special tournaments or private events. And in some cases, they can impact your cabin assignment on a future cruise, moving you from an inside stateroom to a balcony, or even into a suite, if they believe it'll keep you loyal to the casino. The mistake most passengers make is never introducing themselves. They sit at machines, swipe their cards, and assume the computer will take care of everything. But the truth is, comps often go beyond what the system automatically generates. Hosts have discretionary power, and they tend to use it for players they know personally. Building that relationship doesn't require spending thousands. What matters is consistency, friendliness, and making it clear you enjoy the casino. A steady $5 blackjack player who shows up every night and chats with the host is often treated better than a stranger who loses $500 in one evening and never comes back. There's also a psychological angle here. Hosts want to reward players who are pleasant to deal with. If you're polite, approachable, and easygoing, you're more likely to get the extra perks they keep in their back pocket. If you treat them like staff in a transactional way, you'll only ever get the bare minimum. I've watched passengers completely transform their casino experience just by making that one connection. Suddenly, dinners are comped, their favorite drinks show up without asking, and their names get added to lists for future offers. It feels like VIP treatment, and often it comes not from spending more, but simply from being visible and building rapport. Secret 8. Placement isn't random. Take a walk through any cruise casino and you'll notice something. Some slot machines are right at the entrance, others are tucked in corners, and still more sit near the bar or high-traffic walkways. That placement is no accident. Casinos design their layouts to control the energy of the room. Machines near the entrances or central walkways are often set to give out more frequent, smaller wins. The reason is simple. If people walking by hear jackpots ringing or see someone cashing out, it creates the impression that this casino pays. It draws them in. Meanwhile, the machines tucked away in the back corners, those tend to be tighter. They don't need to advertise anything. They're designed to keep the players who are already sitting there glued in place for hours. And there's also the placement of high-denomination machines. You'll often find the $5, $10, and $25 slots placed in more private spots. They don't want the casual passersby to notice people losing big money quickly, but they do want serious players to feel like they're in an exclusive section, separate from the casual crowd. Even table placement follows this logic. Blackjack tables are often located in prominent spots because they attract beginners and casual players. Craps tables, with their faster pace and more intimidating layout, are usually set off to the side. Poker tables? Those are often isolated entirely, catering to a different type of player who already knows what they're after. Once you realize the casino is laid out like a carefully choreographed performance, you stop assuming luck is random. You understand that even where you sit is part of the system. That doesn't mean you'll suddenly beat the odds, but it does mean you can be more strategic about where you play and where you don't. Secret 9. The last night push. If you've ever spent time in a cruise casino, you may have noticed something curious. The energy shifts on the final night. Suddenly, there are special promotions, double points, raffle drawings, slot tournaments, or prize giveaways. The announcements get louder, the hosts get friendlier, and there's a subtle push to keep passengers playing one last time before disembarkation. That isn't coincidence. The casino knows exactly what it's doing. The final night is their last opportunity to pull in revenue, and they're betting that passengers with leftover onboard credit or cash in their wallets will be tempted to spend it. And it works. Thousands of passengers funnel through the casino on that last evening, hoping for one last win before packing up. But here's the part most people don't see. The odds don't change. Just because there's a raffle or a bonus promotion doesn't mean the machines are paying out more generously. If anything, many regular players believe the slots feel tighter at the end of a cruise, as the casino balances early payouts with late losses. Whether that's true or simply perception, the effect is the same. The last night is one of the casino's most profitable. That doesn't mean you should avoid it entirely. For consistent players who've been swiping their card all week, the final night promotions can be useful for racking up extra points or showing just enough activity to tip your profile into future offer territory. But walking in cold on the last night expecting to strike gold before you leave? That's exactly what the casinos hope you'll do. Secret 10. The casino extends beyond the casino. Perhaps the most surprising secret is that the influence of the casino doesn't stop at the doors of the gaming floor. For players who've proven valuable, the perks can extend across the entire ship. I've seen passengers earn free drink packages, specialty dining vouchers, spa treatments, and even Wi-Fi packages, comped entirely through the casino host. In some cases, casino play has led to cabin upgrades mid-cruise or special invitations to private events that aren't advertised anywhere in the daily schedule. The reason is simple. The casino wants to build loyalty. If they make you feel like a VIP, you're far more likely to come back, and more importantly, come back ready to play. These comps aren't about generosity, they're about strategy, and yet, most passengers never even realize they're available. The biggest missed opportunity is that people don't ask. They assume the system is rigged and whatever points they've earned are all they'll get. But hosts have discretion, and if you've been a steady, friendly presence, they often have the ability to make your cruise smoother and more enjoyable. This is where the human side of the casino comes in. Behind the math and the odds and the flashing lights, the people who run the casino understand that relationships matter. They know that a small gesture, covering your dinner, surprising you with a bottle of wine, or adding a credit to your account, can make the difference between a passenger who never returns and one who books again the moment they get home. Looking back, it's clear that a cruise ship casino is far more than just an onboard diversion. It's a carefully designed system, engineered to maximize revenue while keeping passengers entertained and engaged. Every detail, from the payout percentages of the slots, to the timing of drink service, to the placement of machines and the role of the hosts, is deliberate. And yet, within that system, there's room for savvy players to flip the script. By understanding how slots are programmed, recognizing the psychology behind free drinks, taking advantage of loyalty tracking, and building relationship with hosts, you can shift from being just another passenger feeding the machine to someone who extracts real value from the casino experience. The rewards might not always come in the form of jackpots. More often, they come in perks, comped cruises, and little luxuries that elevate your trip. For others, it becomes a long-term game, a way to turn evenings at the table into future vacations. What ties it all together is awareness. The players who stumble into the casino blind, fueled by cocktails and the lure of flashing lights, almost always walk out with lighter wallets. The ones who understand the system, they're the ones who walk out with stories, perks, and sometimes even their next cruise already paid for. So there you have it. 10 secrets cruise lines don't want you to know about their casinos. Slots that pay less than on land. Drinks that cost you more than you realize. Loyalty systems built on Theo. Free cruises with fine print. Table games that give you the best shot. Timing that changes the game. Hosts who hold the real keys. Machine placement designed to manipulate. Last night promotions that squeeze every dollar. And a casino that extends its influence far beyond the gaming floor. The casino is designed to win, but now you know how to play smarter, stretch your entertainment value, and maybe even tilt the balance a little back in your favor. I'd love to hear from you. What's the most surprising or craziest thing you've ever seen in a cruise ship casino? Share your story in the comments, because I know there are some unbelievable ones out there. And if you want to take your cruise knowledge even further, check out the next video on screen right now. It dives into even more insider secrets about life at sea. Plus, don't forget to grab your free guide in the description below. It's packed with tips to help you cruise smarter every single time. Your voyage is just beginning.